So here we are then, back at Vicky Pier for this month's underwater video. I've put a smaller hook on, it's a size 16, to see if I can catch anything, and I'm using some Berkeley sandworms, well, the tail of it anyway. And Lola and me have got our coats on because it's been raining. So I'm going to do what I did on the other one, go all the way round the pier. And yes, there's a bloke there fishing. So we'll pop it down here and see what we can see. See what we can see. Yeah, that's thick as soup. Wonder if we'll manage to see anything then. It looked reasonably clear from up above. Yeah. Distance is restricted, so I don't know if we'll be able to see anything. And it's not very deep, so I don't know why it's all green. But hey, let's have a look. So, where we are normally, we normally see something. Look, there you go. It changed colour straight away. Okay, so there you go. On the first cast, nothing. And that's where we were, just dropping it down there. There's a nice little view of Spinnaker and the round tower, and we'll just have a look over the here. You can't really see, but it is a bit murky. So let's drop it down again. Okay, we're having a look at the coastal defences. Yeah, that's right over by Southsea Castle over there. And if you haven't noticed before, Hasler Wall is just across the channel. Well, not the channel, but the entrance. So let's, like I said, let's drop it down again. And as you can see, look, it's nice and clear right on the bottom. Do you know what? I was quite surprised. There's no gobies or blennies or crabs. So maybe that's indicative of the time of the year. And yeah, it is a bit murky out there. Oh, there you go. There's our first, what was that? I think it was a pollock. And yeah, it's roaming around, isn't it? Just out of sight because of the murk. And there was a little wrasse. So there are one or two fish down there. Now, I know when I've used this sandworm before, there's been loads of fish coming up to it. So I know it hasn't got too much scent, but, you know, hopefully something might be interested in it. And another pollock. So this is the way it's going to go, is it? Just the odd pollock swinging past. Yeah, there you go. Yes, it is. And the odd wrasse as well. Oh, and the odd bass. There you go. That was not a bad size. And there you go. There's Lola being as good as gold. Dropping it down for the third or fourth chuck now. Can we see anything? Yeah. What's that? I suspect it was a pollock. And oh look, there's one or two wrasse here around this little structure. So there are some cutwings around. And just to prove the point, here's a little cork ring. I'm going to look at the bait. As you can tell, he's a cork ring because he's got that black dot on his tail. And a pollock. So yeah, you can see if you look carefully, there is one or two wrasse around, but there doesn't seem to be as many as there were. And a pollock. I guess there's more pollock around today. But not a lot else, it doesn't look like. See, the wrasse aren't there in the numbers. Like I said, we won't see a single crab on this video. So, I guess autumn is coming in. Okay, this is another cork ring. You can just make out the spot on the tail. It's almost invisible. But they change their colours a lot during their growing process. And guess what? A pollock. I don't know why it was so bad. This was on the back of a few good days in the weather and not too much rain, so just one of those things. It's the visibility is a bit rubbish, so sorry about that. Okay. Oh, there you go. There's a pouting. So we've got the odd pouting and the odd everything else, but not in the numbers. Now it's odd to see a pouting on its own, isn't it? Because they hang around in quite big shoals. Well, they have done in the past. So that's the thing with this pier. I'm beginning to realise, like there was on Autistic Pier, there's little pockets where the different fish are. And earlier in the year, the sand smelts were always on one corner of the pier, but they were never on the other corners. And as you saw in at Autistic, the pollock were always off one corner as well. So I wonder if it's going to be the same here. They seem to be on the seaward side, whereas the all the other wrasse seem to be on the landward side. She's as good as gold, isn't she? She loves coming out with me. Just sits around and just has a look, and she's quite happy. So there we go, we're inside the structure this time, in the little courtyard area sort of thing. Now normally there's tons of wrasse down here. Is that one over there? No, I don't think it is. So, oh, tons of wrasse. Now that's unusual because these pouting are normally on the outside of them. And the pollock. So yes, as I was saying about pouting coming along in a big school. Okay, set your screensavers. Do you know what it is? These look so comical with their stripes and the barbels and everything. They look really cute, but apparently they make good bait for bass and rays as well. Never tried them, but look at this lot. Well, that one hasn't got many stripes on them, so most of them seem to be quite stripy, don't they? I hope you don't get bored with looking at pouting. I find it quite fascinating myself, so just going to leave this running while we can actually see some fish. But I have noticed, and it is worth saying, that the pouting per se don't seem too interested, or they haven't done in the past, in the gulp sandworm. They have had little pecks at it, but they seem to favour squid. Squid heads, squid tentacles, squid strips, anything. They do love a bit of squid, the pouting. So I might try that on the next one. I might just chop down some bits of squid. Mind you, on the next one in November, it's going to be even colder still. I don't know if the pouting will still be around. Look at them, there's so many of them. unless they're going round and round and round the phone. The phone, the GoPro, but I seriously doubt it. Just a large shoal of them. You know, it is good to see, because it does mean that all those works just down the coast a short way aren't scaring off too many of the fish. They must be used to all the bangs and clashes. Mind you, we've always said that around here. That all the fish that are in Portsmouth Harbour, with it being such a busy harbour as well, you know, as I was just saying, all the bangs and clashes, here's some workmen there, and that's what used to be Clarence Pier. That's the new bit they've done on it. There's the old pier, it looks quite out of sorts there. And like I say, that's the boat unloading some new rocks for the other side. So we'll drop it down again and see what happens this time. So we were looking at a load of pouting. Are we still on the pouting? Because I haven't moved far from where we were. It's just the next little... You know, I tend to move along the pier in 10, 15 foot bits. And then suddenly, we've lost the fish. So, they do seem to, apart from the pollock, they do seem to hang around the shoalfish in specific areas. But then if the shoal moves, I suppose they'll hang around in a different area. I don't know. I don't know enough about fish behaviour. So we didn't see much there. Oh, look. I do believe that's the one or two smelt up there, look. So that's probably the last ones we're going to see this year, because I think it was last month we were seeing hundreds and hundreds of the things. So, and I was thinking, I think here you go, I was talking about how busy the harbour is, and that's one of the little boats that does all the mooring buoys and stuff. And anyway, I was wondering if the seaweed's a lot less now it's getting colder. I can't remember what the seaweed growth was looking like down there, but it is, like I say, it's that time of year. So there we go. There's one of the Isle of Wight ferries going over to the island. And that is one of the most expensive crossings in the world. Did you know that? Going over to the Isle of Wight. Right, so we'll drop back down again. I missed that. I think we were out the front a little bit. Excuse me, sniffing. I don't know why I've still got blooming hay fever this time of the year. Anyway. So, what are we looking at? Oh, yeah, I had a pollock. I think it's safe to say there's some pollock around. Oh, and as I was saying, the court wings do like having a nibble on the old plastic worms. They always have. Oh, I've actually caught some. Bless her, look. You think she's fed up yet? She doesn't look it, does it? She looks quite happy. Gotta love a Labrador. Yeah, so the court wings always have had a good old go. Oh, that's some slipper lippers there. Didn't notice those before. Yeah, everything's looking very wintry, isn't it? The fish. I mean, where are the bass? We saw one earlier, and there's not a lot of wrasse around either. So we've seen some bass, or one bass, a few wrasse, the odd pollock, and rather a lot of pouting. Now there's a nice view of the Victoria Pier from Hot Walls, looking out at it again. So, dropping out the front. Bits of kelp. And anything else? No, nothing on that drop. There you go, there's some more smelt. So there are still a few smelt around. Not many, but we can't really see because, like I say, the visibility is rubbish. There's a cork ring. I don't think we see anything other than cork rings today. So there's no ballon mass around. So in the numbers, it's the pouching and the cork ring and the pollock. So if you look back at the videos on the Sea Jetty, it was similar over there at the back end of summer. Well, in autumn, should I say. See, that one's having a good old tug at that. But on a size 16 and this silly little bit of tail, these must be quite small fish. You never can tell from looking at them because they look so big in the viewfinder. But the and a pollock, if you judge the size of them by the size of the hook, which is a 16, then it lets you know that they are quite small. Was that a wrasse I saw just there? Okay, we're trundling on towards the end of the video for this month. Don't know what I can say about it. Oh, I know what I didn't tell you. This was on an ebb tide, the tide going out. Don't know if that would have any bearing on stuff. And it was quite a neat tide as well. I just saw something up there. Oh, well, yeah, pollock. So I don't know if those have bearings. You know, if I'd come back, I don't know how to get a clearer picture on this GoPro. You look over the side, it looks clear, and you chuck it down and it goes all yellowy green. So anyway, we're quarter of the year into doing the underwaters at Pier. So the next one, I would imagine, as it's going to be a lot colder, we should see a big difference. I've had enough, Dad. Bless her. Right. And a final bass. And like it says, that's me done.